A life-changing encounter. Olivia's story. Hi, my name is Olivia Parker, and I'm here to share a story that completely changed my life forever. What happened to me was so unexpected, so beyond anything I could have imagined, but it still leaves me in awe. I truly believe that what I experienced wasn't just for me. It was meant to be shared, to bring hope and understanding to others. It was a Tuesday evening in October, and everything about that night felt completely normal. I had just come home from a long day working as a teacher at Willowbrook Elementary. After dinner, I settled into my favorite spot on the couch, wrapping myself in the quilt my grandmother made years ago. My cat Milo was curled up beside me, purring softly. The house was quiet, the kind of quiet that's comforting after a busy day. The only sound was the faint dialogue from a crime drama I'd been binge-watching. It was my way of unwinding, a little escape from the stress of work and the endless to-do lists that never seemed to end. At around 9:30 p.m., I felt an odd tightness in my chest. At first, I thought maybe it's just anxiety. Work had been overwhelming lately, and I figured it was just another stress response. I tried to brush it off, telling myself to breathe and relax. But within seconds, the discomfort became something else, something much worse. The pain grew sharp and crushing, unlike anything I'd ever felt before. The remote slipped out of my hand, clattering onto the floor. I tried to stand up, thinking maybe I could shake it off. But my legs gave out beneath me. The last thing I remember was Milo leaping off the couch and the room starting to spin around me. Then, nothing. For 13 minutes and 42 seconds, I was clinically dead. At least, that's what the doctors would later tell me. But what I experienced in those minutes felt like an eternity. It was unlike anything I'd ever imagined or could have prepared for. The moment my heart stopped, everything changed. It wasn't like falling asleep or blacking out. It was instantaneous. 1 second, I was in my living room, surrounded by the familiar sights and sounds of home. And the next, I was somewhere else entirely. The first thing I noticed was the absence of pain. The crushing discomfort in my chest vanished. It was like I had shed a heavy burden I didn't even know I was carrying. I felt weightless, almost as though I were floating. But I wasn't in my body anymore. When I opened my eyes, I realized they weren't physical eyes. Yet my awareness was sharper than it had ever been. I found myself in what I can only describe as a space between spaces. It wasn't dark, but it wasn't light either. It was a realm where earthly concepts like color, air, and sound didn't apply in the same way. The very air around me felt alive, as though it were humming with energy and presence. I could sense something, or someone with me. And then, I heard my name. Olivia. The voice wasn't loud or startling, but it carried authority and love unlike anything I'd ever experienced. It resonated through me as though it was speaking directly to my soul. When I turned toward the voice, I saw him. I didn't need an introduction. I knew instantly. It was Jesus. He didn't look like the paintings or depictions we see on earth. But his presence was undeniable. His eyes carried the weight of eternity, filled with both infinite tenderness and a depth that made me feel completely known. It was as if he could see every thought, every flaw, every hidden part of me, yet loved me completely. Olivia, he said again, his voice filled with kindness and urgency. I've brought you here because there is something you need to see. Time is short, and my people must be ready. Before I could respond, the space around us began to shift. It was like the world melted away. And suddenly, we were standing in a vast expanse that looked like an observation room. Around us were what seemed to be countless screens or windows, each showing different parts of the earth. These aren't just moments happening now, Jesus said. They are also what is to come. Watch carefully. I was overwhelmed, but I couldn't look away. Each screen showed events unfolding, not just physically, but spiritually. I could see the hearts of people, their thoughts and intentions laid bare. It was as if I were being given a glimpse of earth from God's perspective. Everything you are about to see, Jesus continued, will happen in the 30 days leading up to my return. It is important that my people understand what is coming, so they will not be afraid and will know what to do. Then, Jesus showed me 4 major events, each one marking a turning point before his return. The first thing Jesus showed me was the sun. But it wasn't the sun as we know it. It was pulsing with an unusual energy, waves of light and heat rippling across the universe. On the 30th day before his return, the sun would begin to emit signals that scientists could not explain. These wouldn't be ordinary solar flares. They would be signs, a cosmic announcement. The skies across the entire planet would come alive with brilliant auroras, even in places where such lights had never been seen before. It was a wake-up call to humanity. Then Jesus showed me the 25th day before his return. This time, I saw something even more extraordinary. A spiritual veil was being lifted. I am giving humanity one final chance to see the truth, Jesus said. People who had resisted him for years suddenly had their eyes opened. Skeptics, atheists, even those who had denied God's existence. They began to experience undeniable encounters with the divine. Jesus made it clear. This is not a message of fear, it is a message of hope. His return is not something to dread. It is something to anticipate with joy. But he also emphasized the importance of being ready. Now is the time to seek him, trust him, and prepare our hearts. Because time is short, and he is coming soon. If this message has spoken to you, please share it. Let's prepare together, because the time is now. May God bless you.